Hey Elizabeth, I have your test here. Sorry for the delay. So I'm going to kind of go over these, I think it's just five. Yeah, 5 questions that you missed. Let me get my pen here. Okay, so the first question asked, which binomial is a factor of 9x squared minus 64? So this is a difference of squares because both of these terms are perfect squares. So this is, we take the square root of the front and put it in the front. Square root of the back and put it in the back. Square root of 64 is 8. And then when the sign is subtraction, difference of squares, we need one of each. So you're looking for either 3x plus 8 or 3x minus 8. Question 7, which says, which algebraic expression is a polynomial with a degree of 4? So a polynomial is just any name given to an expression that has more than one term. We can specify and say monomial, binomial, trinomial, and then polynomial really is anything after 4, but it can include binomials and trinomials. So the key with this one is while the one you selected is considered a polynomial, has more than one term, it has a square root, and when we have the terms that are underneath square roots, we don't discuss the degree of those functions or those expressions. So that's why your answer is ruled out. So the degrees have to have basically natural numbers or whole number positives. Positive degrees. So if you look at the correct answer, this is a polynomial, and the degrees of each term are 4, 3, and 1, and so then the highest is 4, so the degree is 4. But the reason why the one you selected doesn't work is because of the square root. Number 10, which expression is equivalent to 6x squared minus 19x, minus 55? I don't know, on multiple choice, sometimes it's easier just to take the answers that are given and try to FOIL them back. I'm going to show you why your answer does not work. So when I FOIL this out, 6x times x does give me 6x squared. In the back, negative 11 times positive 5, that is negative 55. But when I look at the inside and the outside terms, I have negative 11x and positive 30x. And when I combine those terms together, I get a positive 19x, but you'll see this middle term needs a negative 19x, which means that you actually had the signs backwards in the answer that you selected. So where you see minus 11, it should be plus, and where you have plus 5, it should be minus 5. Okay, so this is a sum of cubes. His teacher put 4 products on the board and asked the class to identify which product would result in a sum of cubes if A was 2x and B was y. So when you tell you what A and B are, that's what goes in the first parenthesis, but you'll notice all 4 of these options have 2x plus y correct. Then what you're paying attention to is what's going on in these next 3 terms of the trinomial. So first you have to square 2x. That's where a squared comes from. Well, 2x times 2x is 4x squared. So that rules out this one and this one. In the middle, then the signs, that's what's the difference between the second and the third option choice. While they're all the same inside that polynomial, you'll see, let me erase my pen here, that it's a subtraction sign for the middle term here, and then also addition for the last term. So that's why this third option is correct. Let's see, the revenue in dollars of a company that makes toy cars can be modeled by this polynomial. The cost of producing the cars can be modeled by this. If the profit is the difference between revenue and cost, what expression represents the profit? So we're taking the revenue minus the cost. So the revenue was the first expression, and then we're subtracting the cost. So remember with these, when you're subtracting entire polynomials, you're subtracting every term inside. It's almost like you're multiplying everything by a -1. So that ends up 3x squared. That's going to now be a positive x, and that's going to be a minus 200. So when we combine our like terms, the 3x squareds cancel out. I have 4x plus x, so that's 5x, and I have a negative 60 minus 200 more, that's negative 260. So you can see that answer choice there. And it looks like, I mean, I'm guessing that you just forgot that subtraction kind of distributes through and changes the sign, so you probably did 4x minus x, that's how you got 3x, and then negative 60 plus 200, and that's how you got 140. Overall, good job here. If you have any other questions, please reach out and let me know.